Yo, what up, my main man? Whoa, 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 why did you do that? What the hell was that? I can't complain, bro. I did some weird shit just now. I just cut the grass. I don't know why this, I don't know what I did to. This isn't layering right for some reason, so now I need to do this. Section D. Delete that. I just want to duplicate this. Yeah, it was giving me this weird drop off at the end. I rushed right home because we supposed to get rain for the next couple of days, and as soon as I came home, I threw on the fucking clothes and went out and cut that goddamn grass. So I got that done. And now we about to sit here and listen to some beats, smoke, and goddamn, I might paint, I might not. Don't hold me to it because it's Friday, and I'm really in a gaming mood. But hey, I don't know what it is. These past couple of months, I've been gaming hard as fuck lately. I ain't even gonna lie, yo. But I allow myself that shit sometimes. And right now, like, all I'm thinking about is PlayStation. I ain't even gonna lie. But I do feel like, have you been playing Crime Boss? Nah, I've been playing Call of Duty. Plus, free goat cheese. I love cheese, bro. I don't like goat cheese. I got a little sweat on my titties right here, but I was out there trying to get that grass cut fast as hell. I don't like goat cheese for some reason. I love every kind of cheese, motherfucking Gouda, Swiss, provolone, goddamn Munster. I even like motherfucking blue cheese, and that shit got mold on it. Blue cheese is literally moldy, and I still like that shit. But goat cheese is something about that goat cheese, man. That shit tastes like nah. P. Crime Boss. What is it? What is it? Is it PlayStation game? Crime Boss Rocket City? Yeah, it do got mold on it, but blue cheese is delicious, bro. With some celery or some goddamn carrots. Crime Boss Rocket City has a 4 out of 10 from IGN, has a 3 out of 10 from Pure Xbox, and has a 3 out of 10 from SVG. Puzzle Quest 3. I don't know about that one, Sushi. That's what you get for listening to the critics. That shit got a 3, a 3, and a 4. That shit ain't even got a 5 out of 10. Why they make these baggies so hard to open? Why don't potato chips have zip locks on it? Why don't whoever make motherfucking sandwich bags get with whoever make potato chip bags and make a fucking potato chip bag with a Ziploc slider on it so I keep my potatoes fresh instead of trying to roll the bag down and getting potato bag clips and all that shit. Shaman, you have yet to steer me wrong. I have the utmost respect and faith in your opinions, bro. I really do. You have yet to steer me wrong on any suggestions from music to TV shows to any other alternative form of entertainment. You remember that time you told me to watch midget stripper pillow fights? That shit was awesome. You have yet to lead me down the wrong path. The caddy is on the fritz. No! You got some electrical issues or you got some mechanical issues? Because if you got a really, like, all the electric functions, the first thing, when you try to slide your seat back or forward and that shit don't move, once that switch go out, but everything else about to stop working. Then your windows stop working. Then the signal light go out. Then the AC don't want to come on. Then it's fucked, bro. Yo, when it comes out for on PlayStation Plus, I'll grab it then for free. For the free, I don't give a fuck what score it got. Every game they give me, so you get 3 games each month. Even if I don't play them shits, I download it and put it in my library. Cause you owe me that. I'm at least hold it in my library if I don't never play that bitch. That'd be that rough part right there. All it take is one little seal to crack, or, you know what I'm saying, just that little drip around the windshield or underneath where the fucking blades, windshield wiper blades, is anything. Any one little seam that's not seamed, and then it's fucked. No sympathy. Ain't nobody got no sympathy for none of these motherfuckers at all. I don't see nothing but memes and jokes. But for the entire week, while everybody was focused on the submarine, Hunter Biden basically got a slap on the wrist for a fucking gun charge, for a federal crime. This motherfucker got some slap on the wrist for that shit, but that shit slid through the news with nobody knowing. Oh yeah, and BlackRock and JP Morgan are going to structure a bank in fuck, who Russia fighting with? Ukraine. So JP Morgan and BlackRock are going to create a new central bank for these motherfuckers. But that shit just flew under the radar too, because we all worried about 5 motherfuckers. You know how many other people died this past week? A lot more than 5. Working on my beats game, by the way. I'm ready. I'm ready for it, bro. Send me a MP3 file. Send me a WAV file. Let me check your shit out. I'm gonna hit one of them corner freestyles off of that bitch. Make your beat sound trash. That shit was hot. Till that nigga started rapping. I don't even like that shit no more. Bruh, you let this nigga rap on your beat. I ain't let him rap. I just let him listen to the beat. Motherfucker start rapping on that shit his damn self. I ain't sending that nigga nothing else. It was a nice change of pace from the mass shootings. I can agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. You know, talking about 25 people getting shot and killed in a matter of minutes, or talking about 5 people not knowing if they're dead for 3 or 4 days. You know, gotta stretch it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stretch it out. A couple days. And then they put out a report saying that the U.S. Navy, their sensors and sonars picked up the implosion on the first day. As soon as it happened. As soon as it happened, the Navy was like, well, that's kind of weird. What the fuck was that? But still, days after, we're still like, oh, we gotta find them. They only got 36 hours of air left. That motherfucker's been going on the first day. So they had to stretch it out. A little bit. Just stretch it out for the week until this Biden thing can just under the radar. And so this new Ukrainian central bank that's been established by American companies and corporations. But we already got reports on the first day. Don't tell nobody that. Just say we're looking for them. They're billionaires, man. Let's ride this bitch out. Let's ride this wave, this Titanic wave. Be full of dogs. The world out there trying to find it. These lost puppies. One of them is an Irish, German, American pit bull. He's a very rare breed. I'm looking for something, but I don't know which one I'm looking for. I forgot the name of this shit. Which one is it? Oh, it might have been that one I was just listening to, Slow Rock. Anyway. Five dead dogs would be more sad. They got Rover. They got Butch. Spike was on there. That's a fun little beat. Okay, that's enough of my dance montage. That's the remix. Little remix to that one. I ain't listened to these in a minute. These video beats that I made for some videos I used to do. Oh, I forgot about this. I really forgot that was one of those video beats. I gotta remember that that's down there. I might have to get out with a different name. I did that to use as the background music for a voiceover. That's what I wanted to try to do, make like some generic shit. My bad. Yo, Titan, what's good, man? My apologies. I was texting some homies. My girl sent me some weird ass shit just now. Yo. Zuckerberg accepts cage match challenge from Musk. What the fuck, bro? I ain't even read or none of this shit. My girl sent this to me. I'm like, yo, that shit look hella fake. She's like, it's a CNN leak. I'm like, really? I just sent that shit to my homies. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and Twitter owner Elon Musk have traded jabs on social media. Now, they they may be headed for a cage fight after Musk challenged Zuckerberg, to which he replied, "Send me location." I'm up for a cage match if he is. Zuckerberg said, "Send me the location, nigga." Where? Yo, this is fucking crazy. Oh boy. I don't know. When you're a rich billionaire, you know what you do? You have a fucking personal trainer and a chef and all kind of shit. These motherfuckers maybe look sloppy, but they probably in pretty good shape. They might actually be pretty fit, you know? It don't seem like they're boozers or smokers or.
Do you know you should create a podcast, but you're not sure how to monetize it? A lot of people think you need fancy equipment or a full-time team, or need to know the president of an online streaming platform to skip the line and monetize your podcast. The truth is, I spend just 8 minutes a day on my cell in my car from a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot using nothing but my cell. And I have over 20 million downloads and 200. Wow, big news. Big news.
Got some big news, yo.
So they said that. They said that, and they also said something else, Taz. This is just coming out right now. Right now. Russian state media TASS also said, I think B&O posted it. Kremlin says Putin notified of situation involving Wagner Group. All necessary measures are being taken. Yeah, let me show you what state media reported. What I need to do here is see, is that going to do it? That's not going to do what I want to do. Get rid of that. Ooh, maybe this will do it.
Sorry, I'm just getting something on the screen here. I'm just getting something on the screen. All right, I got to get rid of this. Here, let me just do one more thing here so I can show you what I am looking at. I have to do kind of something a little funky here so I can actually show you what I'm looking at. Is this the best way of doing it? Maybe this right here, like that. I'm going to try it that way. I'm going to try it this way. Why is that behaving all weird? Oh, let me do one more thing. Sorry. I'm having a bit of an issue here. A bit of a technical issue. Let's try this one more time. Let's try it this way. I don't know why that's not working. Right, give me one more second here. Sorry, I'm trying to show you the latest developments, and I'm trying to do this. I might not be able to just do this. I might have to do it a different way. So anyways, we're going to get you the latest updates here. But I was just coming on the air, and the issue is, I think that worked. I think that fixed my issue. I think I fixed my issue. All right, let's see if this works. I think I might have figured it out. Let's try this one more time and see if this works. That would be very helpful. Oh, I got it. I got it. It worked. I can show you the stuff I wanted to show you now. Wonderful. Great. Awesome. Thanks for your patience while I got this all set up so I can show it to you. Okay, guys, this is what TASS, Russian state media, said. Okay? Hey, so let me just summarize what's going on. Let me summarize what's going on for you. Okay? So, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who's right there, above my shoulder. Okay? He is the very powerful, influential leader of this Russian private military group. That's a private military force of tens of thousands of soldiers. Basically, they fight for Russia, but they're not official Russian troops. They've been very important and doing some of the best fighting for Russia in their invasion of Ukraine. Okay? So Prigozhin has been highly critical of the Russian military. And there's been speculation like, does Prigozhin want to eventually challenge Putin for the leadership, or what's going on with Prigozhin? Does he want to get more influence for himself? So today, earlier today, Prigozhin claimed earlier today that the Russian military launched a military strike on his Wagner forces and killed some of his Wagner forces. And then he issued a very threatening statement saying that he and his Wagner forces were going to go and punish Russian military leadership for this, which many analysts saw as a declaration of war on Russia's military. Russia's military denied that they had conducted any strike on Prigozhin's Wagner military group today. Then Prigozhin issued a statement saying this is not a military coup, this is a march for justice, it's not going to affect the army in any way. And now we have this new breaking news that came out after we came on the air, and this is what I'll show you here. This is from TASS, which is Russia's state media on Telegram. And if you look down here, it says, let's see here. Look at the bottom. After Prigozhin's statements, a case was initiated on incitement to armed rebellion by Russia's National Anti-Terrorism Committee. The Russia's National Anti-Terrorism Committee is investigating Prigozhin for armed rebellion, incitement to armed rebellion, and also demands from Prigozhin to stop illegal actions. Also, Russian state media, Putin's spokesperson Peskov says Putin is aware of the situation unfolding around Prigozhin, the founder of Wagner, and all necessary measures are being taken. Okay. Okay, so this is the statement from Putin's spokesperson. I'm actually going to put the full statement up there. Oops, now I have to do this. One moment here. Putin's spokesperson. Putin is aware of the situation unfolding around Yevgeny Prigozhin, the founder of private military company, or whatever that means, Wagner, and all necessary measures are being taken. There you go. That's from their telegram. And B&O posted it too. I wanted to post it with the actual name, Yevgeny Prigozhin, in the quote. Okay, so, wow, lots of developments coming out of Russia. Alright, let me really quickly just do one thing which will make my life a lot easier here. Hang on. Give me 1 second here. I need to do this. That's what I need to do. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Alright, let me try to get some updates. No, Prigozhin is not Ukrainian. Prigozhin is Russian. He operates a private Russian military force which fights with the Russian military. And he's close to Putin. So this was Patrick Revel earlier today. Wagner leader Prigozhin appears to be declaring a military coup against Russia's defense ministry, says he has 25,000 men, and calling the army to join him. There are 25,000 of us, and we are coming to sort things out. Let me show you. I should get his. Can I get his Telegram channel? That would be the easiest thing. Oh, I think let me just get it. I think this is his Telegram channel. I think it has 470,000 subscribers. Let me go over to Telegram here. Hang on one moment. All kinds of developments going on right now. There it is. Oh, all right, Prigozhin is releasing like audio statements on his Telegram. Let me go to Dmitry to get you a translation of what he said before. Hang on, folks. This is what Prigozhin said earlier today.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
On a Friday afternoon.
This is what Prigozhin said. So remember, here's Prigozhin.
Friday.
He is the leader of a Russian private military group, and often critical of Russia's military. But his forces fight with
Just
Russia's
in here
military.
listening to some news,
All right,
trying
this
to.
is what Prigozhin said earlier today. Dmitry translates this.
They say,
He says, full message of Prigozhin, quote, Prigozhin declaring war on the Russian Ministry of Defense. PMC Wagner Commanders Council made a decision. The evil brought by the Russian military leadership must be stopped. They neglect the lives of soldiers. They forget the word justice. We will bring it back. Remember, Prigozhin claims, and Russia denies this, Prigozhin claims the Russian military attacked his Wagner soldiers today. So Prigozhin says, those who destroyed today are guys who destroyed tens of thousands of lives of Russian soldiers will be punished, he says. I'm asking, no one resist. Everyone who will try to resist, we will consider them a danger and destroy them immediately, including any checkpoints on our way. I guess maybe he's talking about going to Moscow or something, and any aviation that we see above our heads. Certainly seems like a declaration of war. I'm asking everyone to remain calm, do not succumb to provocations, and remain in their houses. Ideally, those along the way do not go outside. After we finished what we started, we will return to the front line to protect our motherland. Presidential authority, government, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Rosgvardia, which I think is a National Guard, and other departments will continue operating as before. Presidential authority would be Putin. We will deal with those who destroy Russian soldiers, and we will return to the front line. Justice in the army will be restored, and after this, justice for the whole of Russia. So this certainly seems like it's Prigozhin saying, I'm going to take my troops, and I guess maybe march to Moscow, certainly march to wherever the Russian military leaders are who he says did this, and we're going to punish them.
Yo, Russia beefing with their own self.
One of our viewers
Yo, this
said
is
nothing
crazy.
will happen. This could be empty threats, but it's very, very bold language. And look, I'm guessing that's why you're seeing this response from the Russian government. As I told you, as we just showed you, Russian state media reports after Prigozhin's comments today, Russia's National Anti-Terrorism Committee is investigating Prigozhin for incitement to armed rebellion and demands that Prigozhin stop his illegal actions. And also, Russian state media says, Putin's spokesperson says, Putin is aware of the situation unfolding around Yevgeny Prigozhin, the founder of PMC
not
Wagner,
just
and all
architecture.
necessary measures are being taken. So this is clearly a very big deal because Putin is saying something about it through his spokesperson. The Russian government now says they're investigating Prigozhin. So this is clearly quite a big deal if you're getting those news updates from Russia. Okay, so, but again, Prigozhin has been highly critical of Russia's military leadership for months. I'm not exactly sure why this is happening today, and I'm going to try to give you some analysis from some experts here. Give me a shout. Let me know what your thoughts are. @Lookner on Twitter. A quick thanks to Mark Oleg. Thanks, Mark Oleg, for your support. Dan, for your support. Hebrew Jerusalem Boy, for your support.
Yo, G, what up, bro?
Hebrew Jerusalem Boy says, if all this is true, Putin could face a lot of division among the Kremlin. This would be catastrophic for Putin of him losing a lot of support. Now remember, Prigozhin is not speaking out against Putin, so to speak. Although, look, just yesterday, it was very strange. Just yesterday, Prigozhin issued this statement, I think it was yesterday, if not earlier today, where he basically denied Putin's reasons for starting the war were true. That was this whole other thing that happened. Let me see if I can find you something about that. That happened, I think, yesterday. By the way, thanks to our new member, Ronald Weller Jr. Let's see here. Where is this? From yesterday. Gosh. I didn't even, I was thinking about it, and I didn't even, prepare to come on. But that was a whole big thing with Prigozhin yesterday. Right, hang on a second here. Let me just find this for you so I can show you that and get you the latest updates as well. If I can find it here. I have to go back. Yeah, so Samuel Romani, you can find this elsewhere too. Look at this. This is from 5 hours ago from Samuel Romani, who reports a lot about the Ukraine war. He is a specialist in international relations. He says, Yevgeny Prigozhin has crossed another red line. The Wagner group chief is now attacking the rationale for Russia's war with Ukraine. Here are some key points. Prigozhin has flatly dismissed the denazification and demilitarization rationale cited by Putin. He also says the war had nothing to do with preventing a Donbass genocide or protecting ethnic Russians. Okay? Prigozhin attributes the war's outbreak to two factors. The first is the personal ambitions of Russia's defense leader Sergei Shoigu. The second is oligarch interests, which sought to plunder Ukraine and leverage sanctions to plunder nationalized Russian companies. Anyways, so Samuel Romani says, while Prigozhin has previously blasted oligarchs for not sacrificing appropriately in the war and called off fifth columns as well as military strategy, this is perhaps the fiercest critique of the rationale for war by any major Russian figure. It absolves Putin, though. So that happened, I think, yesterday. If it wasn't yesterday, it was earlier today. But then you had these whole series of events where Prigozhin says the Russian military attacked our Wagner troops. The Russian military denies it, and then Prigozhin issues that statement that he and the Wagner forces are going to punish Russia's military leadership. So, and now we have Russia's National Anti-Terrorism Committee investigating Prigozhin for incitement to armed rebellion. Whew, so much going on with this. Let me get you some updates here on these constantly updating developments going on now. Let's see here. By the way, Christo Grozev is an analyst who is an expert. I would call him an expert on Ukraine and Russia. He certainly knows a lot about it. He posted about this today, saying Prigozhin says he's got a 25,000 strong army and he's going to take power and deal with the traitors at the top of before returning to the front line. He says, I'm old enough to remember how Russia pundits said I was talking nonsense, predicting a Prigozhin coup attempt this year. Christo Grozev says last December, Julia Yaffe asked me what I thought Prigozhin would do. I said he'd try a coup within 6 months. Now, Prigozhin has issued a statement claiming this is not a military coup. This is a march for justice. Hang on, I gotta get you some updates here. Lots of developments happening. So much going on. We'd like to get you some reliable reporting on what's going on here. Not rumors. Let's see. Hang on. Yes. Guys, this is good to keep in mind. This is from Dmitry. And Dmitry does a great job translating a lot of stuff coming out of Russia, like Prigozhin's statements, voice statements. And he says a lot of things are being thrown around here and there about things happening in Russia, but I have so far not seen a single photo or video evidence of anything, only text and audio messages. So, yeah, we don't really know what's going on right now, if anything big is going on in Russia. So I'm trying to be careful here. And let's see here. Julia Mandel says, is it a revolution in Russia or just a fiction? She is a former spokesperson to President Zelensky in Ukraine. Give me a shout. Let me know what you're hearing. Trying to bring you the latest updates here. The Economist's Arkady Ostrovsky says, fight between Prigozhin and whoever stands behind him in the army breaks into the open. The Kremlin and the FSB, which I believe is the domestic security agency in Russia. FSB in Russia is the principal security agency of Russia. The Kremlin and the FSB opened the case for armed insurrection against Prigozhin. This is more serious than a drone attack on Moscow. It is happening in Moscow. That's from The Economist's Arkady Ostrovsky. I'm trying to get you some commentary from experts who, focus on the region to get their take on what's going on with all of this. Here's an update from Wall Street Journal. Wagner chief says Russian military launch strikes on his camps, vows retaliation. Again, Yevgeny Prigozhin, leader of a very important private military force in Russia, which fights with the Russian military and works with Putin, but technically they're a private military force. Anyways, he has been very critical in recent months of the Russian military leadership, but today he claimed that Russian military launched strikes on his camps, vows retaliation. Russian ministry denies claim. Paramilitary leader Prigozhin says anyone attempting to resist will be immediately destroyed. The Wall Street Journal says, Prigozhin, the owner of the Wagner paramilitary group, accused Russia's military of launching missile strikes on his training camps today and killing an enormous amount of troops, and pledged to retaliate, raising the prospect of open conflict within Russia. The Ministry of Defense in Moscow denied his claim, dismissing it as an information provocation. For the past several months, Prigozhin has been making increasingly scathing statements against Russian Defense Minister Shoigu and Armed Forces Chief of Staff Gerasimov. Earlier today, he accused Shoigu of leading Russia into war on Ukraine on a false narrative. Prigozhin said today, the evil that the military leadership of the country brings forward must be stopped. They have forgotten the word justice, and we will return it. I read you the statement, more quotes from his statement today. Anyone attempting resistance will be considered a threat and immediately destroyed, Prigozhin said today. This includes all checkpoints on our path and any aircraft above our heads. Prigozhin's recordings were posted today on numerous social media outlets associated with the Wagner Group, including his company. This is not a military coup, Prigozhin said. This is a march of justice. Our actions do not impede the troops. And again, I don't even think it's in this article yet, but after this statement from Prigozhin, these statements, the Russian government National Anti-Terrorism Committee said they're investigating Prigozhin for incitement to armed rebellion, and they warned him they said he needs to stop doing illegal actions. The Russian Ministry of Defense, says the Wall Street Journal, tried earlier this month to control Wagner, which has tens of thousands of battle-hardened troops and its own tanks, multiple launch rocket systems, and aircraft, by demanding all paramilitary groups and private military companies sign formal contracts to come under the Russian Defense Ministry's control. Prigozhin said Wagner was ready to find a way to comply with the order. But seeing that we are unbroken, they launched missile strikes on our rear bases today, claimed Prigozhin. An enormous amount of our combat comrades have died today, says Prigozhin. We will decide how to respond to this crime. The next step is ours, he says. He added that the administration of President Putin, the government, the police, and the Russian National Guard will function as normal once we finish. Justice in the armed forces will be restored, and after that, justice in all of Russia, he said. In the recording this morning, says the Wall Street Journal, Prigozhin said he has 25,000 men under arms, but also considers the entire army and the entire Russian society his strategic reserve. Russian commentators reacted to this turn of events with shock. God Save Russia, said prominent Russian politician Oleg Saryov. As we told you, it actually is in here. We told you this. Russia's FSB security service has opened a criminal case against Prigozhin on charges of inciting mutiny, according to state media and Putin. Putin's spokesperson says Putin has been informed about the situation around Prigozhin and all necessary measures are being taken. So what is going on here? Is this empty threats from Prigozhin? Is he really going to punish in some way Russia's leadership? Obviously, it's one thing to say you're going to do stuff. It would be another thing entirely if Prigozhin's Wagner forces were to attack Russian military leadership, right? Or Russian military forces in any kind of large way. So we haven't heard any kind of information that that's happening yet. But what's going on? I don't know. We're bringing you live coverage. @Lookner on Twitter is where you can reach me. If you want to read that article, go over to the Wall Street Journal. We're bringing you the latest updates. A lot of rumors going around right now. Hold on a second. Breaking news. A news update. Unconfirmed news update. This is from Jimmy Rushton. Jimmy Rushton is an expert on Russia and Ukraine who does a lot of reporting on the Ukraine war. He says, I just spoke to someone with contacts inside Wagner Group. He confirmed that today wasn't theater. These statements from Prigozhin weren't theater, and Prigozhin is making a move. It's not clear exactly what's happening right now, but it's not nothing. Wow. So, again, the big question right now is, Is this all just bluster from Prigozhin? Is Wagner not really doing anything? Or is Prigozhin and his Wagner independent, not completely independent, is Prigozhin and his private Wagner military force, which has tens of thousands of troops, are they taking some kind of action within Russia tonight? It beats me. I don't know. We're bringing you the latest updates. At Lookner on Twitter. Hey, let me say a quick thanks to Emily Alice for your support, to Modicum for your support, to Blinn Machine for your support. Yeah, I'm going to check what people are sending me. There's so many updates coming in. Thanks to our new member, Christy Taggart. Let me just thank our moderators really quickly right now. We have our mods. We have over there on YouTube, we have AJ is modding. Thank you so much, AJ, for modding for us over there on YouTube. Over there on, hang on a moment here. Hang on, I gotta just get a little more organized here. Over there on Twitch, we have moderating for us on Twitch. Bastion Girl, Cerrero, David Green, Good Luck Duck, I Got That Fire, Papa Bear, Skip Fu, and Surly Death. Over there on Facebook. You can hear me for a second. Over there on Facebook, we got modding. Hey, Larry Body. Thank you, Kay, for modding over there on Facebook. I really appreciate it. Paul Thomas is modding too. And we have Linda Belk and Larry modding for us over there on Twitter. Big news coming out of Russia at this hour, but we don't really know what's going on. So we are bringing you live updates here. Give me a shout. Let me know what you're hearing. Oops. At Lookner on Twitter. Hang on a moment. Let me keep checking for updates here. Michael Weiss, who really knows what he's talking about, okay? He is an expert on Russia and Ukraine. He says, especially Russia, he says very little information confirmed so far, but Prigozhin has gone quite far now. He said these things, and I can't see this being shrugged off. That is some analysis from Michael Weiss. Maybe we'll look at this article in a second. CNN says Wagner chief accuses Russian military leadership of bombing his forces, vows response. This is very unconfirmed reporting here. Very unconfirmed. I'm labeling this very unconfirmed. I do follow this account for Ukraine stuff, Chris O. Wiki. Intel Doge retweeted this. So this is just, consider this rumor. Rumor from Chris O. Wiki. I mean, I know Chris O. Wiki I consider to be responsible. He doesn't like post lots of fake stuff all the time. But I can't verify this. Chris O. Wiki says he's hearing Wagner group fighters have been saying goodbye to their relatives over the last 24 hours and telling them to watch the TV news, which suggests they may have had advance notice of today's dramatic event with Yevgeny Prigozhin. Chris O. Wiki says Vertska reports that worried relatives are saying in Wagner-related chat rooms their loved ones have called and said goodbye in the last 24 hours and told them to watch for what TV channel Rossiya 24 has to say. Chat participant Elena Kigeleva says many guys called conditionally and said goodbye. Many said watch the news. Multiple participants say they can't reach their Wagner men. I don't know if this is true. Anyways, he posted a source. It's a Telegram channel, I guess, here. What channel is this? It's a Telegram channel layout that talks about Russia. I don't know if that's true. They have 70,000 subscribers, so that is what that Telegram channel reported. Well, let me see. I'm going to check. I have a bunch of sources on Telegram I'm following as well. Let me see what I can find for you about all of this. I'm seeing some reports from a Ukrainian media site that says planned fortress introduced in Moscow. What is that about? I don't know what Plan Fortress is. Let's see. I'm hearing Fortress Plan has been announced. Hang on. Let me try to get some more information on this. Yes, Faytux News. Multiple Russian sources report the Fortress Plan has been implemented in Moscow. The Fortress Plan implies an emergency gathering of police personnel and provides readiness to repel external attack. So this is unconfirmed. Unconfirmed, but worth noting. That was literally just, I've been seeing these reports as well. This is all unconfirmed. Faytux, some of the Ukrainian news outlets I follow were saying this as well. Multiple Russian sources report that the Fortress Plan has been implemented in Moscow. The Fortress Plan implies an emergency gathering of police personnel and provides readiness to repel an external attack. Don't know if it's true. I saw a couple unconfirmed reports on that as well. Bringing you updates here. Hang on. Yeah, this is another unconfirmed report. The Cavalier sent me this. Again, these are all very unconfirmed reports. Marx, who I follow, he says the Telegram channel Bakhmut Demon claims Wagner's units are fighting with regular troops of the Russian Federation in the outskirts of Bakhmut. I don't know if that's true. Nothing is confirmed about that. Passing it along. Okay, let me just summarize what's going on here. The person over my shoulder is Yevgeny Prigozhin. He is the leader of this powerful private military force with tens of thousands of troops and lots of weaponry called the Wagner Group. They operate, they do military stuff for Russia. They're technically private, and Prigozhin is very close to Putin. Prigozhin has been highly critical of the Russian official military leadership in recent months. And today Prigozhin claimed that the Russian military launched strikes on his troops. And he basically threatened, he seemed to declare war on the Russian military. And he released a very incendiary statement where he said him and his forces were going to go punish Russian military leaders. And that they would destroy anyone who got in their way. And so the Russian government denies that they attacked Wagner troops today. And actually, after Prigozhin came out and said this, the Russian government announced that their National Anti-Terrorism Committee is investigating Prigozhin for incitement to armed rebellion. And they said Putin has been informed of the situation and all necessary measures are being taken. So it's a little unclear what's going on right now. Is this all, I've shown you a number of experts who say this is way farther than Prigozhin has gone. It's really provocative. The big question now is does Prigozhin mean what he's saying? Is he really going to lead some kind of attack from his forces on some part of the Russian military or military leadership? Nobody knows. We're waiting to see, is it all bluster or is it not bluster? But clearly a very big deal. We're bringing you the latest updates here. @Lookner on Twitter is where you can reach me. This is unconfirmed report from Ollie Carroll with The Economist. He says reportedly Putin's motorcade heading to the Kremlin to deal with Prigozhin. Is that true? I have no idea. But this is a very big deal. Global Military Info says lots of rumors going on. Rumint is rumored intelligence. This is rumors. Fortress Plan was implemented in Moscow. Police and emergency personnel gathered to provide readiness to repel any external attack. Just a rumor right now. Rumor. Emergency personnel are gathering in the Rostov region. Rumor. Russia's special rapid response unit has reportedly been sent to Belgorod. All rumors. Rumor, rumor, rumor. He says it's rumor. All right, hang on a moment. Hang on. I'm seeing some updates here. Is Putin speaking live? Is Putin speaking live? Does anyone know? I saw a report that he was speaking live, but I don't know if that's true. Unconfirmed report that Putin is speaking. I have no idea if that's true. Hold on. That is completely unconfirmed. I saw one outlet claim he was speaking live, but I'm not seeing it. I'm checking a couple things here. Lot of rumors floating around right now. It's not on Ruptly. It's not on RT. I don't see it. All kinds of rumors going around. Rumors. Oh, it's just all rumors right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get you better information than this. There's so many rumors flying around at the moment, it's crazy. Hang on, folks. Hang on. I am just trying to get you more than rumors.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where your guest just had terrible internet issues? They were blurry, they were freezing.
First, aliens have visited Earth. Second, the government have got alien spacecraft. Third, aliens are killing human beings. Will someone get Lockheed Martin on the phone? We're gonna need a bigger missile. Hello there, you 6.4 million awakening wonders. Thank you so much for putting your faith in us, for spending your valuable time learning alongside us now that the world is shifting impotently, plainly before our very eyes. There's extraterrestrials rain down from the skies. Let me know in the chat and the comments. Is this a distraction? Are they trying to pull the wool over our eyes? Or is this the paradigm shift we've been waiting for? The revelations keep rolling out. David Brush, the whistleblower, has revealed that he's heard about extraterrestrial craft, and he's even heard that extra-dimensional or terrestrial beings are murdering people. We can rely on our friend from the mainstream media to ask questions about this in a personal, provocative, and peculiarly eerie way.
Interpretation from some commentators is that there is a non-human species and it's incredibly benevolently well disposed to the human race.
Yeah, and I think that is the logical fallacy there is because they're advanced, they're kind. We'll never really understand full intent in that because we're not them, whatever them is or are. But I think what appears to be malevolent activity has happened.
Okay, so for the first time we're considering the ethics and morality and perspective of extraterrestrials. Are they kind, lovely, E.T. type extraterrestrials? Or are they Sigourney Weaver, gut-wrenching extraterrestrials?
Based on not only nuclear site probing activities, witness testimony, I think at least if we look at it through a humanistic lens, it does appear negative, at least to us.
well, we can't take it personally. These are intergalactic beings. Let's not start worrying about it on the level of, oh no, they might be coming to get us.
I've been told that there have been attempts to bring down craft, that we've acted offensively against non-human craft.
There have been instances, and there are certain techniques.
What a ridiculous approach to take to extraterrestrial life. If you encounter a technology that indicates an advanced civilization, fire a missile at it seems like a bloody ridiculous thing to do. Like, the assumption is, well, this means war. Surely we should be approaching this open-mindedly, open-heartedly, but somewhat sceptically, because we know that the mainstream media and government often put out information that's intended to distract us and confuse us, particularly at a time where the Biden administration seems like it's in particular trouble, when Trump is being pursued in peculiar ways, when trust in government and all of our institutions is waning, and when it seems like our systems are beginning to quake and shake and fall apart, when even people at the extremes of the cultural argument are surely beginning to recognise that it's the establishment itself that's the cause of the problem, not the people that they supposedly oppose.
Have human beings been hurt or killed by a non-human intelligence?
Now listen, I'm asking you this as a friend. Did those aliens touch you on your dick or your ass? Look, we're talking about extraterrestrials, but we're talking about more than that, aren't we?
Well, I can't get into the specifics because that would reveal certain U.S. classified operations. I was briefed by a few individuals on the program that there were malevolent events like that.
Now I'm scared.
Well, now I'm scared. I came here in good faith to talk about extraterrestrials. It takes a lot to shake me, but you've shaken me to the core. I didn't realise you were going to make me feel this way.
People have just heard you say non-humans may well have murdered human beings.
It's also funny to think of it as a murder when it is an extraterrestrial, because you can't have the motivations. Did that extraterrestrial murder you because it wanted your watch, or because it was jealous that you was looking at its girlfriend? It's like beyond the framing of reality that we have.
That seems to be the case at one point, yeah.
Grush says the craft may not be travelling through space as we understand it.
It is a well-established fact, at least mathematically and based on empirical observation and analysis, that there most likely are physical additional spatial dimensions.
If you're a person that's a nerd about UFOs and extraterrestrials, you'll have heard about some of these theories, the ability to warp and bend and change space, and ideas that exist purely in the realm of the theoretical ideas of Bohm and Planck and all of the great Copenhagen physicists, seemingly in practice with these extraterrestrial vehicles. There's so many ways to approach a story like this. What are the connotations for the way that we use energy? What are the connotations for the way we understand reality? What about morality, the way we organise our systems? And the interviewer as well wants to know how sexy these aliens are, and more importantly, how sexy you are, Jake.
You can imagine in 4 and 5D space where what we experience as linear time ends up being a physical dimension in higher dimensional space, where if you were living there, you could translate across what we perceive as a linear flow. So there is a possibility that, and this is a theory here, I'm not saying this is 100% the case, but it could be that this is not necessarily extraterrestrial, and it's actually coming from a higher dimensional physical space that might be co-located, right here.
And one of the things I like about this story is it introduces us to ideas and concepts that challenge the way we look at reality ordinarily, and makes it seem ridiculous that we would continue with punitive economic models and martial militaristic outlooks when people can bend time and space and travel between dimensions. When people talk about stuff that might seem a bit tangential and new age, like meditation, reflection, contemplation, changing the way you view reality, altering your obsessive nature with the self, stories like this for me assist me on that journey. I think, why am I so obsessed with what I want and what I don't want and my opinions when I'm clearly operating in a tiny cube of potential realities? I agree with you. Of course this information being released this time has some sort of significance and relevance. Of course it's being exploited. Of course it is. But I also have always believed that there is extraterrestrial life, and I've always believed that the government are in contact with them, and I've always believed that that information is concealed, because the minute you accept it, you have a kind of spiritual experience. What I mean by that is your inner life alters when you accept that, oh well, life's just life, you just get on with it, you're born, you live, you die. right, death and taxes, that's what's unavoidable. No, space and time and the most basic assumptions of the way that we live are all up for question. And if they're up for question, then everything's up for question. Why would you spend your time worrying about whether the Democrats are better than the Republicans or whether this way of living is better than that way of living? Plainly, you've got to arrive at a broader, more open perspective, a more open-hearted understanding of human life. Our role in the universe has just changed. Maybe that's why people challenge the ideas of someone like Graham Hancock so strongly, because if you start questioning the lineage and heritage of our species, you undermine the assumed narratives that are used to control the way we live today. This is the best it's ever been. We're more advanced. We're the apex of all that's possible. Well, we'll consider some of your ideas, but for now, let's just trust the experts. Look at what happens when we trust the experts. Look at how the experts have lied in the last few years. Look at how certain experts have been ignored in the last few years. Now bring to bear upon all that we've understood in the last 3 years that now, for whatever reason, is becoming more prevalent in our news cycle that we're not alone in the universe. For me, this seems like an end times move. This seems like the kind of information you release when you're running out of ideas, when you recognise that there are challenges around resources, challenges around the population, whether you think it's too big or whether you think it's too small. We've heard both of those arguments here. Whether you need to reorganise your understanding of national sovereignty, your understanding of energy sources. All of these things now are entering into some cyclone, some cauldron, where we have to start asking fundamental, pivotal questions. Once you start accepting that high-level military security are bringing to the forefront of the conversation extraterrestrial or even extra-dimensional life, profound questions are being asked. Unless you think that this whole thing is just a red flag distraction. Let me know in the chat. And what does it indicate more broadly, philosophically? This is from Daniel Pinchbeck's Substack on the subject. Philosopher Bernardo Kastrup explores the dreamlike nature of the world in Why Materialism is Baloney, The Idea of the World and Other works. Kastrup proposes that consciousness is the ontological primitive, that everything we experience occurs within consciousness, and that we ourselves are temporarily disassociated alters of this instinctive, unified field of sentient awareness, which in a sense dreams us into manifestation in order to experience itself from different angles and in many different ways. The modern history of the UFO ET phenomenon is particularly dreamlike and eerie. For Patrick Harper, the world of UFOs and crop circles, as well as the thousands of accounts of strangely detached aliens who perform frightening abductions and often communicate with their victims in nonsensical riddles, is an expression of the daemonic other world. The trickster likes to express itself outside of our limited conceptual categories of thought, breaking apart the distinctions we try to hold between real and fake, physical and imaginary. The UAP ET phenomenon is inherently subversive and liminal, rife with paradoxes and contradictions. It stubbornly wishes to remain on the margins. Most people are not able to hold their attention on it to take it seriously for very long. There is something about it that continually slips away from one's grasp, one's attention, even when you try to focus on it. It's like the black spot in your gaze after you look at the sun for too long. You have to look away from this spot to see it, but it immediately starts moving away as you start to track it.
Have we made agreements with non-human intelligences?
That's the kind of information I really hope national leadership is able to get to the bottom of.
I need to pin you down on this.
Now, I've got to pin you down. I'm not going to just accept that. It's strange, isn't it? Because you have to continually metabolize complex information and then tie it down into bureaucratic and daily quotidian interactions. So what, did Ronald Reagan have a chat with an alien? Did Lincoln see one over the balcony before John Wilkes Booth fired the fatal shot? It has to be made ordinary. It has to be incorporated into our mythology. What I believe is that this is an invitation to start considering the real nature of reality and the limitations of our understanding of reality and the potential that the way that we'll change the world, which is clearly what needs to happen now, the way that we'll reorganise our power structures, the way that we'll reorganise communication, the way that we'll get rid of tired government models that want to surveil and censor and control and continue with sort of weird feudalist ideas from the medieval time, want to perpetuate wars, want to perpetuate control, is by recognising this is a small, finite rock in limitless space. The way that we see reality is tied to our personal and special history and our personal and subjective experience. There are new ways of regarding reality now. Consciousness itself, the fact that you're able to watch this and understand it, the fact that you know what the experience of being you is in a way that no one else will ever understand, has to have some value in the way that we conduct our personal lives and the way we organise our political lives. There's no point in us just marching on, trudging piling on, pretending that we still live in a time when it isn't possible to organise things differently. And every time we have to consider the possibility that there are intergalactic agreements, life elsewhere, different types of species, different ways of understanding time, different ways of understanding space, the model starts to shake a little more. It starts to seem more and more implausible that the type of decision you're reduced to making is whether or not to buy Bud Light or whether or not to vote for the Democrat Party. It all is exposed as a little bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Are there agreements between non-human intelligences and the American government?
I think that's a question that I would like to know all the details of as well.
Can I put it to you that crimes must have been committed?
All of it seems trivial, doesn't it, in light of the fact that there are extraterrestrials that have been connecting with human governments potentially for millennia.
Have they done any crimes? I mean, I've noticed my stapler's gone missing. Could that have been them?
At the very least, I saw substantive evidence that white-collar crime was committed.
Have people been killed to protect this secret?
He's a good investigator, that John, because he just wants more and more.
Have people been killed to protect this secret? Have there been agreements? These aliens, are they sexy or not? Because one thing's for sure, you are, David.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've heard some really un-American things I don't want to repeat right now.
Un-American at this point?
So you have a strong suspicion that people have been murdered to protect this
Over the years. Yeah.
Okay, there you are. So the UFO story continues. Let me know in the chat. Is this a distraction? Is this an important story? Why isn't there better footage of this stuff? Have you long believed in ETs? Do you see this as connected to the emergence of RFK, to the new conversation around politics, the breaking down of our systems of trust in government and media? Do you see this as the paradigm shift that we've been waiting for, or do you see this as yet another distraction? Let me know in the comments. Remember, we broadcast every single day on Rumble. You can join us there. If you enjoyed this video, have a look at either of these. Turn on the notification bell. My special, Brandemic, is self-funded, uncensored, and available now. There's a link in the description to that as well. Please join us every day for more content like this, but in the meantime, stay free.
When unseen threats lurk in your system, bad things happen.
Let's make things interesting.
Gigamon gives your security tools deep observability to see previously unseen threats. Get Gigamon.
Alright, I'm hungry as hell early. I gotta go grab something. I'm about to get out of here.